International Silver Company presents The Silver Theater. Starring James Stewart and Jane Bryan in Misty Mountain, directed by Conrad Nagel. Brought to you on behalf of two of the greatest names in silverware, International Sterling, world-famous solid silver, and 1847 Rogers Brothers, America's finest silver plate. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Conrad Nagel welcoming you to the 17th of the new series of Silver Theater dramatic productions. Among the many brilliant stars to be presented in future weeks are Loretta Young, Andrea Leeds, John Garfield, Lee Tracy, Shirley Ross, and others. Today and next Sunday, we're proud to present Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's talented James Stewart and the gifted young Warner Brothers actress Jane Bryan in Misty Mountain, an original drama by Grover Jones and True Boardman. And now the lights are being dimmed and the silver curtain is rising on the first act of Misty Mountain, starring James Stewart as Rusty Lane and Jane Bryan as Mary Lou Masters.
Standard Airways, Flight 9, Albuquerque to Los Angeles, leaving from gate number 2. All passengers aboard, please. Flight 9 now leaving.
Did you make any changes in the flight plan, Rusty?
Just one. We go over Rex City at 8,000 instead of 10,000. That way we ought to miss that headwind. Passenger all aboard? Come on, let's go.
Right.
Oh, young man, are you the pilot of this plane?
Yes, ma'am. You go ahead, Elmer, and get this started.
Right.
Well, you see, this is my first trip by plane, Captain, and, well, it won't be too bumpy, will it?
Oh, well, I don't think so, ma'am. The weather looks very good, and if I see any bumps up in the sky there, I'll just fly around it. Well, I hope you enjoy the trip, madam.
Thank you. All passengers fasten safety belts.
All set, Elmer?
All set.
Good. Lane in Standard Flight 9 calling the tower. We are ready to taxi for takeoff.
Towers are Lane in Flight 9. Go ahead. Taxi to north runway. Take off northeast to southwest. Wind is southwest 12.
Okay. Did you test the radio, Elmer, both day and night frequencies?
Yeah.
You know, you should have been with me today. You know where I went? I went out to an Indian reservation.
Indian reservation?
Yeah.
And for what? Honest, you're the get-aroundinest guy. Did you ever take an hour off and just do nothing? Give that curiosity of yours a rest.
Oh, well, Whiz, those motors sound swell since the overhaul, don't they?
Yeah.
Calling the tower, Lane in Flight 9. We are ready for takeoff.
Okay, Flight 9. No traffic in area. That's all. Clearing Flight 9 from Albuquerque. Go ahead.
Okay. You see, Elmer, about those Indians, they've got this ceremony. It's something to do with the rain. It's a new version of the Lamb of Walk, only you have a rattlesnake for a partner.
A rattlesnake?
Wheels up.
Wheels up. Did you say rattlesnake?
Yeah, I said rattlesnake.
Thanks. I'll sit that one out.
Switch to the beam, Elmer.
Right.
Wow. How's that? Off the ground exactly on schedule.
You know, you're going to be 2 minutes late someday, and the sky's going to fall in or something. You're the on-timingest guy.
Well, how else can you run an airline? Now, with everything on schedule, we can just settle down to a nice, pleasant flight. Calm and uneventful.
Except, of course, for Misty Mountain.
Elmer, you're a mind reader.
But look, Rusty, some of these days, talking to that gal's going to get you in Dutch. You know the rules about communicating with private individuals on the plane's equipment.
Will you stop worrying? In the first place, I talked to that girl on Misty Mountain on the emergency transmitter, and the ground station is tuned to our regular equipment. And in the second
place, you're just plain balmy.
Balmy? What do you mean, balmy? A beautiful girl's voice comes out of nowhere. A girl I've never seen, and she talks to me not once but 100 times, and I don't know, she gets to be sort of a landmark on the flight. Not talk to her? What do you mean? Of course I'll talk to her.
And what about Helen Marshall? Just because she's in Honolulu, you needn't...
Now, there's nothing to do with Helen.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. But when a guy's practically engaged to the daughter of the boss and then takes a chance of losing her...
Losing her? Now, look. Helen's my girl. He may even get married. Mary Lou, on the other hand, is just a voice out of nowhere. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all she'll ever be. Hey, we're off the beam, you know that.
We're off the beam. If anybody's off beam, it's a guy called Rusty Lane. And I'm not talking about airplanes.
Well, there she is, Elmer. Good old Misty Mountain.
Now, Rusty.
Now, we better report. Show that switch. Lane in Standard Airways, Flight 9, calling Las Vegas. Go ahead.
Las Vegas to Flight 9. Go ahead.
Flight 9 over Misty Mountain at 9,000, climbing at 456. Estimate bar low at 7,000 at 517. Go ahead.
Okay, Flight 9.
Now, Elmer, switch the receiver over to night frequency.
Russ.
You heard me. Now, what's her call letter again?
W6RX2. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Thanks, pal. Standard Airways, Flight 9, calling W6RX2. Come in, please. Calling W6RX2. Come in.
Hooray, she's not there. Now, let's forget it.
W6RX2, back to Flight 9. Hello, Rusty. Hello, Elmer. How are you up there today? Go ahead, Flight 9.
Hello, Mary Lou. All right, Elmer, now say hello.
Oh, hello.
Don't mind him, Mary Lou. He's just his sunny disposition. Well, now, what's new on Misty Mountain? How's Mother McCree, huh? Did she have her pups yet? Go on, now, tell us the news. Come in.
Yes, Mother McCree did have her pups. 6 of them. And, Rusty, they are the cutest things you ever saw. There's nothing else new down here, though. Say, Rusty, where are you up there anyway? I'm looking out the window and I can't see. Oh, there you are. The plane just came over the top of the peak. You know, it looks as if it was made of gold with the sunset on the wings like that. How fast are you going? Go ahead.
Well, we're going about ground speed of 180, I guess. But now, Mary Lou, now look, there are a lot of questions I want to ask you. Now, where are you down there? Now, tell me where your house is. Are you ahead of the plane or behind it, left or right? You know, I checked with the post office department. There isn't a town on Misty Mountain, not even a village. So where do you live down there? Now, tell me. Come in.
Are you sure I'm here at all? Maybe I'm just a voice with no girl to go with it.
Oh, no, you're not. Hey, I bet I can even describe you. Now, let's see, and you've got...
You're 6'3", you got a pug nose, 3 warts on your chin, bow legs, and you wear a wig. And anyway, who cares?
That was Elmer. I just threw him out of the airplane. He doesn't approve of my talking to you. He says, I'll get fired and you'll lose your license if we're caught at it. But now go on. Now tell me about you. Who are you? Now, what are you doing on Misty Mountain?
You'll never know. I'm signing off now, Rusty. 73 is for the day. Give my love to the angels up there. Good night, Rusty. Night, Elmer. W6RX2 signing clear.
All right, but Mary Lou.
Mary Lou.
Now, shut up.
So she's just a voice.
Yeah. Elmer, what do you suppose she does look like?
What do you care? Helen's your girl.
Well, sure she is. Well, that just doesn't stop a guy from being curious, does it?
Oh, is that what you call it?
Now, pipe down.
Sure.
Mary Lou, Mary Lou.
Standard Airways, Flight 9, Albuquerque to Los Angeles has just arrived. Passengers now disembarking gate number 2.
Rusty, in case you're interested, we have a rove, as the grammar books say, and the passengers are out. Come on.
Okay.
What are you going to do tonight, Rusty?
No, I don't know.
Well, there's a movie in town all about pilots and airplanes. I thought we might go learn something about how it's done.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. Wouldn't it be something if real flying was like it is in the movies? I can just see you, the determined hero, driving his ship through a blinding storm, ceiling 0, visibility 0.
Brains 0.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh, Rusty.
Yeah, hey, it's her, Rusty. Your girl, Helen.
Helen? Why, she's in Honolulu.
Rusty. Oh, Rusty, darling. Well, stupid, aren't you going to kiss me?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hello, Helen. How are you? Hello, Mr. Marshall.
Hello, Lane. Hello, Sloan.
Oh, darling, we came back ahead of time yesterday on the Clipper. Dad had business here, so I came back with him.
Yes, and I have to be getting at that business. Incidentally, Lane, I have some plans for you that I think you'll find interesting. But I'll let Helen tell you about them herself.
Oh, well, thanks, Mr. Marshall. Thanks.
See you both later.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Helen, what is this about plans?
Oh, not now. First, you're taking me to dinner, and later to a dance down at the beach club. And then, if you've been very attentive, perhaps I'll tell you what Dad has in mind.
Are you sure you won't be too cold out here, Helen? There's a wind blows in off that ocean.
No, I'm not cold. At least I wouldn't have to be.
What? Yeah, Well, how's that?
Well, for a man I've come 2,500 miles to see, you're anything but demonstrative, darling.
Well, Helen, I know. I'm just surprised, that's all. It's swell to have you back.
Is it, Rusty?
You're my girl, aren't you?
How long have you been saying just that, Rusty?
Oh, I don't know. 3 years, I guess.
It's nearly 5.
Is it? Is it 5? Yes.
Rusty.
Yeah?
You want to know Dad's idea?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, Standard's been planning to start regular service across the Atlantic for 2 years. Well, you're going east to be in charge of establishing terminal bases for the line.
What, me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Helen, that's swell.
Oh, yes. Beginning next week, you stop being just an ordinary pilot, and you become an executive. Oh, there's no limit to what it can mean, Rusty. Probably even a vice president in a year or so. Of course, you'll
Oh,
have...
Helen, wait a minute. What's that about me not being a pilot any longer?
Why, of course you do. Well, you'll still fly some, of course, mapping routes and things like that, but you won't do just humdrum flying.
Oh, I won't do humdrum flying, huh?
Well, darling, aren't you happy about it?
Well, yeah, sure. I guess I am, but... Helen, there's just something I want you to understand.
You needn't say it, Rusty. I do understand.
You do understand?
Oh, of course, my dear. I always promised myself that the man I'd marry would be one who loved me so much that he just couldn't find words to tell me so.
Oh, you promised yourself that, huh?
Yes. And darling, this was really selfish of me, fixing this all up with Dad.
Yeah?
Well, you see, I wanted you to be an executive so that I could see something of you. If you think I intend to share my husband with a lady in the moon, you're mistaken. I want you down on the ground with me.
You do, huh?
Oh, yes, Rusty. Well, there's an old custom when people get engaged that...
Yeah, sure.
Why, Rusty, darling, aren't you glad?
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Sure, I'm glad.
The curtain has just fallen on Act 1 of Misty Mountain with James Stewart and Jane Bryan. We'll continue with Act 2 in just a few seconds. And if the men in our audience will listen very carefully during those few seconds, I think we may be able to help them solve an important problem. All right, John Conte.
You know how much store your wife sets by those little extra courtesies you show her. How delighted she is at any unexpected thoughtfulness. And you know, too, how often you've wanted to bring home some little token of your affection, and, well, you've been undecided on just what to choose. Well, next time, why not take home a lovely piece of silverware? Fine silverware is always a welcome gift to a woman, and more than ever welcome when it helps to build a service not yet entirely adequate for her entertaining needs. Or, if you know that the silverware your wife has is not really very good silverware, why not choose a special occasion and give the Silver Theater set in 1847 Rogers Brothers' most sensational silver plate pattern, First Love? She'll be thrilled to read the distinguished name of 1847 Rogers Brothers on every lovely piece. Thrilled, too, to see the sterling-like detail of that beautiful First Love pattern. And you, on your side, will be surprised to learn that you can get this gorgeous 62-piece silver plate service for only $59.75. A saving of more than $14 over open stock price. Let your silverware dealer show you this 1847 Rogers Brothers service tomorrow and tell you what easy, convenient payment terms can be arranged. For here is a gift to be enjoyed every day for years to come. The gift of America's finest silver plate, 1847 Rogers Brothers.
Once again, the lights are being dimmed and the silver curtain is rising on the concluding act of Part 1 of Misty Mountain. Captain Rusty Lane, engaged now to Helen Marshall, daughter of the president of Standard Airways, is making his last flight but one as a regular transport pilot. High over the mountains of northern Arizona, he discusses the future with his anything but enthusiastic co-pilot, Elmer Sloan.
Fine business. You sitting in an office pushing buttons while other guys fly the ships.
Well, somebody's got to do the groundwork.
Then somebody else ought to do it. Not the best pilot that ever pulled out of a tailspin.
No, Elmer, you're vast. The trouble with you
Red
is...
City Weather Station calling all planes in area. Gathering storm, vicinity Misty Mountain. Ceiling 400 overcast. Visibility 2 miles. Temperature 36. Dew point 35. Moderate range. Wind southeast 12. Barometer 30.08. That's all.
Storm over Misty Mountain. How well we'll climb up through it and go an instant?
Why? But why? We could go around it and still...
Well, why should we go around?
And on the other hand, why shouldn't we? What reason has a guy got for flying over Misty Mountain who's engaged to the president's daughter and has an office all waiting for him with his name on the door?
Now, shut up. Now, push that switch over to night frequency.
You going to call Mary Lou?
Just never mind the questions. I gave an order.
Well, you don't have to get sore about it. There.
Plane in Standard Flight 8 calling W6RX2. W6RX2. Come in.
W6RX2 to Flight 8. Hello, Rusty. How are you today? And how are you, Elmer? Come in. Well, you're certainly conversational up there. Isn't there any news? Go ahead.
No, not much news. The weather report says it looks like bad weather down there. Is it raining? Well, how's Mother McCree's and the pups? Go on.
No, it's not raining yet, but I think it's going to. Jack was saying he hoped it would.
Jack? Who's Jack?
Probably her husband.
Oh, incidentally, Rusty, you sound kind of funny today. What's wrong? Oh, and I'm using my new condenser. Am I coming in clearer?
Never mind about condensers. We just want... who's Jack? And what's more, who are you and where do you live down there? And I want to know these things. Now, tell me, what's the use of being so secret about it? Now, come in.
I guess I'd better sign off now. Oh, Rusty, if you get a dog for Christmas and you don't know where it came from, maybe it'll be one of the pups. I'll send it care of the airline. How about it?
Mary, listen. I want to tell you something. You see, this is my next to the last trip over. After my flight back day after tomorrow, I'm going to New York on a big job. So if we miss you or anything on the next trip, well, this is so long, see? And now, will you tell me something about yourself? Now, go ahead. What's the matter? Mary Lou? Mary Lou?
She signed off.
Oh, wait. Calling W6RX2. W6RX2, come in. She's gone. That's funny. I guess her transmitter just went off.
Sure.
All right, will you quit humming that tune?
Okay, but why should I? A voice out of nowhere and she can stay there. That's what you said. So why should you get sore? Of all the guys.
You see, Lane, there's an unusually heavy shipment of mail, so I'm going to have to send one ship through without passengers today. Now, I can't have Collins go, but I thought you might be particularly anxious to get back to Miss Marshall.
What's that?
Well, of course, we've heard the news. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Well, what'll it be, mail today or passengers tomorrow?
Well, I guess you're right. I better get it over with. That is, I'll go today.
Good. Of course, Sloan will be with you and your regular stewardess. So it's goodbye, Lane, and good luck in the new job. We'll try to keep the line running here without you, but it won't be very easy.
Up gear.
Up here. Well, here she goes, Rusty. The last one.
Yeah.
Hey, a fine flight this is. Me being stewardess to a bunch of mail bags. Why didn't we take our regular run?
Lucky couldn't wait another day to get back to his Helen.
Well, now, isn't that too
The
bad?
stewardess quarters are in the cabin, Miss Wexler, and not in the cockpit. Do you mind?
Well, excuse me, Captain Lane. I'm sorry.
For a guy that's supposed to be spilling over with happiness, you've sure been doing a great imitation of a sorehead.
Well, it gets my goat.
What does?
Not knowing.
Not knowing what?
Let's forget it.
Okay, Rusty, sure. After all, it's your life, and if you want to stop flying, that's your business. Besides, Helen's a swell girl.
Yeah, sure she is. Turn on the beam.
Good weather. Guess that storm over Misty Mountain is all blown away.
Yeah, sure it has. We got clear weather all the way from now on. Standard Flight 9 to Las Vegas, over Misty Mountain at 10,000, climbing at 545. Estimate Las Vegas 704. Burbank 912. Go ahead.
Okay, Flight 9. Weather and traffic ahead, unchanged.
Okay. Now, throw that switch.
The night frequency?
You heard me.
You mean you're going to...
Call 9, W6RX2 calling Flight 9. Rusty, is that you up there? Come in, please.
Elmer, it's Mary Lou. She's calling us. Something's wrong. Hello? Lane, Standard Flight 9, calling back. W6RX2. Hello, Mary Lou, what's wrong? Come in.
Rusty, please. I need help. Quickly. Help me.
Hey.
Just above the timberline is a Forest Patrol landing field. You can land there, but you must hurry. Please, Rusty, I can't explain now. Oh, hurry, please help me.
Mary Lou. Calling W6RX2. Elmer, she's gone, and we gotta get down there.
You're crazy. You're carrying mail. It'd mean your job. Rusty, you can't do it.
I can't do it. Well, I'm gonna do it. Now, try and spot that field. We're going down.
Hey, level her out. You'll tear the wings off.
You see that field?
Is that it there up
Right.
on the point? But, Rusty, look at it. You can't land this ship there. If that's a landing field...
Wheels down.
Oh, wheels down.
Hey, what happened? Why the forced landing? Are we in any trouble?
And never mind, you get back in that cabin and fasten your safety belt.
Yeah, but I'm not...
You heard me. Get back there.
You've done a lot of crazy things, Rusty, but this tops him.
Now, never mind. As soon as we're stopped, you head her into the wind and keep the motors running while I'm gone.
You still don't know where she
I
lives.
spotted a house just a second ago. It looks like a forest ranger station. It must be the place. And anyway, I'll find out. And remember, whatever happens, you and Millie stay and guard this mail. You understand? Hello. Hello. Mary Lou? Was anyone here? Hello. All right. Open up here.
Well, all right, Land sakes, wait a minute. Now, what do you all want? Are you aiming for to wreck the place? Lie down, dog.
Hey, what? Are you Mary Lou?
Who?
Mary Lou, didn't you just call for help?
Say, mister, you ain't touched, are you?
Now, look. Some girl radioed me up on that plane that she was in trouble and needed a girl named Mary Lou.
Well, it all sounds right crazy to me.
Oh, wait, look. Is there anybody else living in this mountain? Another girl?
Nary a soul.
But surely...
Now, you be quiet,
you
Mr.
must
McCrae.
know... What'd you call that dog?
Oh, why,
Now, let me in here.
No, you can't.
Go on, be quiet, Mother McCree. Go back to your pop. I see, a ham radio transmitter. So you never heard of Mary Lou, huh?
Oh, Rusty.
Hey, what's the idea of the Hillbilly Act? Well, come on, answer me.
Well, I was scared. I didn't really think you'd come down here. I tried to call you again and tell you not to, but look, you can see the transmitter's still on, but...
Well, wait a minute. You mean nothing's wrong?
Mm-mm.
Well, what are you doing here alone?
Well, my brother's the forest ranger at the station, and I visit him summers. He's out now at the observation post on the peak.
Oh, so you brought a transport plane down full of mail in the worst field in 9 stages for a laugh, huh?
Oh, that wasn't why, Rusty.
Well, then why'd you do it?
Well, you said this was your last trip. I'm like you. I was curious. I wanted to see what you looked like.
Oh, you wanted to see what I looked... Oh, look, that's crazy. Look, do you realize what you've done?
Mm-hmm.
I may even lose my license. At least I'll be fired.
Well, Rusty, it's my fault. Can't you tell them that? I mean, wouldn't they understand? I mean, if you told them that I was lonely and you were a voice out of the sky and I thought I'd never see what you looked like and I told a little lie to get you down here... Oh, I'm sorry, Rusty. Honest, I am.
Well, quit crying about it. Yeah. Well, I said quit it. Now, what, do I have to shake some sense into you?
I guess somebody ought to. Oh, Rusty.
Well, Hey, Mary Lou. Hey, you know, you look just like I thought you did.
Do I, Rusty?
Yeah. Well, this is amazing. Your eyes and your hair and your lips. Why, you're... Mary Lou.
Rusty, you
Well,
did...
why did I do that? Kiss you? I ought to choke you. Look, I have to get out of here.
Well, wait, Rusty, will you come back or write to me?
Never mind about that. Never mind about that. I got a mail plane waiting.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm coming to see you off.
Rusty, what was it? Was Mary Lou? Oh, you're Mary Lou.
Yes. And you're Elmer.
Say, what is all
Now, never mind all the question. Let's get going, Elmer. We got to make up for lost time. Come on.
Come on, Mother McCrae, come on, get out of here. Get out of that plane now. Come on.
Millie, get that dog out of here.
Will I? Come on, dog. Oh, wait a minute, I'll help you. Mother McCrae, now come on, get up. Give it to me. I've got it. Close the door open.
Come on, Elmer. Now, let's get started.
Hey, what was it all about, Rusty? Why did you...
Now, just never mind. Now, there, that dog's on the ground finally. Okay, now let's go.
Well, let's have it. Don't just sit there looking like something that blew out of a volcano. Why did she do that?
Well, she was curious. So she hauled the plane down on the side of a mountain.
Well, who wasn't curious? Boy, she was all right for looks, though, wasn't she?
Crazy little quarter wit. I got a mind to... I think, as a matter of fact, I will tell her. Here, push that switch.
You're going to talk to her again?
Say, I'm going to talk to her. Flight 9 calling W6RX2. Calling W6RX2 and come in quick.
Oh, W6RX2 back to Flight 9. Hello, Rusty. Elma, come back for me.
Rusty, it's Millie.
Millie!
That dog! When I took it out of the plane, the girl got in and slammed the door. She's up there with you now.
Hey, Rusty, can a guy be drunk without having had anything to drink?
Look, just never mind. Fly this airplane for a minute.
Hello, Rusty.
Look, what are you doing here?
Well, I came along to help.
To help?
Mm-hmm. You said you were in serious trouble, and it's really all my fault, so I came along to fix it. I'll explain everything to your boss.
Oh, you came along to fix it. Well, now, that's wonderful. Look, I'm an hour late with a ship full of mail. I made an unscheduled landing on an unmarked field because I broke regulations talking to a private party on a plane transmitter, and now I'm going to land in Burbank with an unregistered passenger and without my stewardess. Help me. Look, you're going to send me to Leavenworth.
And here's another happy little thought, Mr. Ex-Vice President-to-be. There'll be a reception committee waiting for you at Burbank, and the whole committee's name is Helen Marshall. Yes, my boy, I'd say it was definitely going to be a happy landing.
This is Conrad Nagel again, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you've so thoroughly enjoyed this first episode of Misty Mountain, starring James Stewart and James Bryan, that you look forward eagerly to next Sunday night when you can hear its thrilling climax. And there's another thought we'd like you to carry away from the Silver Theater tonight. A thought that goes back to the days of our colonial forefathers, many of whom were silversmiths of remarkable skill. If you've ever seen any early American silver, you'll remember it as simple and yet extraordinarily beautiful. And I think it's interesting to know that many of the most exquisite solid silver patterns created today, international sterling patterns, adhere to many of the same principles of faultless design and painstaking artistry which characterized the silver fashion by colonial craftsmen. Because of modern improved methods of silversmithing, today's solid silver is within the reach of nearly everyone. For instance, just listen to how easily you yourself can start a solid silver service.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can get one of International Sterling's lovely me-to-you sets. A place setting for one person. 6 lustrous pieces of genuine silver for only $16.75. Your silverware dealer can show you one of these sets tomorrow, so be sure to visit him and see it. He'll be glad to explain the budget payment plan for larger complete services while you're there, and you'll be glad to learn how easily you can own solid silver as beautiful as any the world has ever created. International Sterling Silver.
James Stewart will soon be seen with Joan Crawford in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production Ice Follies of 1939. And Jane Bryan's forthcoming Warner Brothers picture is Hero for a Day.
Next week, Silver Theater presents James Stewart and Jane Bryan in the second and concluding episode of Misty Mountain by Grover Jones and Drew Boardman. Conrad Nagel will direct, and of course there will be more original music scored and conducted by Felix Mills. In the meantime, if you want solid silver, you want International Sterling. If you want silver plate, you want 1847 Rogers Brothers, both proudly created by International Silver Company. All incidents and characters in today's drama were entirely fictitious. Silver Theater originates at Columbia Square in Hollywood. John Conte speaking. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.